Y'all remember I'm teaching Mary how to be a widow? I'm teaching Mary how to be a widow. Now that first 3 months was rather difficult mentally to get her to understand that how things work and so forth. And so this is Mary's picture upon my graduation. Now, back then in 1980, I owed $500,000 at 23% interest in real estate. Shortly thereafter, one of the partners in my real estate venture that you couldn't lose money on, he's a big name lawyer, a principal in a firm in Birmingham, Alabama. He owned 35% of our partnership. I felt very comfortable having such a person in business with me. Name, he bankrupted on us. The rest of us partners had to eat his portion. My share was $300,000, 23% interest. Now, if you'd done that third grade with arithmetic, 500 plus 300.
That's 800.
All right. What I saw back there, Wayne, was that I could get the money at 5, 6, and 8% from 3 different life insurance companies. Now, the only problem was I had not paid enough premiums to be able to completely get rid of those so-and-so. Now, when I say so-and-sos, I mean that I run a genealogy check on those guys at the bank. There's canine ancestry in their lineage. Now that's accurate. They're not nice people. So what I saw, Daryl, I had to crank up lots of premiums. And from that, I could borrow to pay them off incrementally. Now, you can't do this overnight. This is why you must think long range, Ashton. It took me 13 years to get rid of the banks. Now, what I was doing was I was taking debt that I was owing to banks, and I switched it to a place that I run the show. Okay? Now, I took that energy that I was paying the banks, and I took that what I was paying them plus what I'd be paying the life insurance anyway, and paid off loans. There are no loans. There are no policy loans out there today. Okay? Now, during this period of time, we gave the charitable causes over $1 million. We gave away over $750,000 in cash pays to family members. No tax qualified plans were involved in this scenario at all. Zero. Now, you might say Social Security is a government program, but didn't I demonstrate to you last night that I canceled out that noise? My income from Social Security exactly offset taxes. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a form of noise canceling, isn't it? You see how to teach people how to build a noise canceling headset? Financial noise canceling headset. All right. Now, this is all accomplished by obeying the principles of infinite banking concept, and this demonstrates the power of the concept. This is what IBC is all about. But it's also deeper that the things that we've talked about what goes on out there in the big wide world of nonsense that's happening and how we can change the thinking of people. In fact, the logo of the Dowling Agency in Birmingham, at the bottom of it reads, "Changing thinking, changing lives." And so I picked up on that a few years ago when I first looked at the logo and noticed that. And so I asked Charlie Mallon, "How long has this been on your logo?" He says, "Since we met you." Okay, so if I don't make it home today or tomorrow or whatever, and renewal commissions out there from one source, 30,000 annually, That's conservative because now at this particular point it's 50,000. Royal has been booked 12,000 a year. Well, it should be probably 2 to 3 times that much. Guardian Life renewals, $1,000. That's also a little bit on the small side. Social Security, I was including here, 30,000 a year comes in, but that's exactly the kind of taxes she's going to have to pay. And so they cancel each other out. Now, Mary owns 1.7 million on me. Now, just using conservative figures there, let's say that 3% guaranteed leaving the money on deposit with the insurance company on the 1.5 million to produce an income of 45,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the Guardian retirement that she's entitled to 8,000 a year as long as she lives. Now, let's suppose that she went along with what I just said, 45,000 a year coming from interest alone on the death benefit of say 1.5 million, just to round it off to a figure to talk about. That's going to be taxable, isn't it? Right, Glenn?
Yeah.
Now, I told you that this is a work in progress for all of us, right?
Yep.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
So after I thought this thing through and did some inquiries, asking my accountant and asked the folks at home offices of 2 different life insurance companies, what if Mary goes ahead and just gets the money, cash, from the 1.7 billion? Now, what if Mary writes our 3 children a check for $500,000 each? There's no taxation to speak of at all on that.
You not have don't you trigger a gift tax? Or
It's very, very minimal. I checked it all out. Take my word for it. You know, if you need me to go show me to show you my research, I will do it. But just if you'll take my word for it.
I'm married to an American, so it's an issue.
All right, okay, all right. All right, so she can write them a check for $500,000 each. Now, I say to our 3 children, can you be a real sport and pay Mary $15,000 a year as a gift? That's not taxable either. Well, we just did away with all that taxation that would be on that $45,000 a year, didn't we? Now, I didn't know that before. This is work in progress. Now, where do you hear this from anywhere else out there? Where do you hear this sort of stuff out there anywhere else?
You don't.
Okay. Now, anybody got any questions about this thing at all? There is no mortgage out there. The house is debt free. She got a car that lasted her 12, 15 years, no trouble at all. And everything's new, including new water heater. Is that a pretty good plan?
It's a pretty good plan.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Nelson. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, this is what you can teach people. Now, isn't that a peaceful, stress-free way of conducting life?
Yeah.
You do it through free contract with other free people. It has stood the test of time, whereas all other things out there tend to perish, don't they? Yes, Richard?
This is an awesome summary, by the way, Nelson. Thank you so much for that. This leads me to think about some of the things you've talked about over the years, and like Foundation for Economic Education has a policy on you,
Yes.
as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. I think there's a church that's got a policy.
Yeah, Southland Baptist Church has owned a significant policy on Mary for about 40 years or so. Yeah.
And I think some of your kids have policies on you.
Oh, yes, we had talked about that. All of our children own policies on
Can you expand on that?
on me. And also, there's a life insurance on Mary. Well, she's gonna graduate too. And so, there should be at least, 300,000 each coming to, each three kids from that one source alone. Now, this is all done because of the mindset that was changed by yours truly back there, when I put all this together. But I had to go through all that resistance out there in the minds of people that I talked to this about. It wasn't fun, but it's fun now.
Your problem with us, we know.
All right, any questions about this at all? You're free to do whatever you want to with this. If you want to show your clients and prospects, that's fine with me.
Thank
No problem at all.